What up, Dokkanners? We are now officially less than 1 week away from the start of the worldwide download celebration. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about a couple of things regarding the celebration, namely some early concepts for what I think could be coming up in terms of typings. And then I also want to talk about the recent revelation of the new Cell Red Zone event. And I want to talk about the Dokkan Now special. So this is going to be probably a short video, but over the next few days, since we don't really have much time between now and worldwide, I do want to do a little bit of PR for the worldwide celebration, because for 8-year anniversary, a lot of the videos were centered around preparing for the major celebrations, right? This is also part of it, but the unfortunate reality for global players is that hype block, between the two major celebrations, we don't have much time between one and the other. So the turnaround is quite low, and we are currently in the middle of this. Like, we're smack dab in the middle of this Kale celebration right now. So all of this time, for many months, I was making videos reminding you guys of what's coming up, but the front man was always 8-year anniversary, and now we've got worldwide, which is just as big, if not bigger. So for the next few days during Countdown, I'm going to be basically hyping up the worldwide download celebration. I gotta say, it's kind of been working on me. I'm not the biggest fan of Trunks. I've said this before, and I'm not the biggest fan of Goku Black, but now I actually really like them. I really like them. There's some parts of Future Saga that I don't like the ending, the contrived forms that they made. The context makes sense, but like certain elements of the Future Saga I don't like. So, that all being said, the fact that I kind of like these characters now because of my own promotion of the celebration is kind of funny and kind of ironic. So with that being said, let's just jump in. Let's just stop stalling here. So we got STR Trunks and AGL Goku Black Rose. This is my new prediction. What you're looking at up top, this was my first round of predictions. This was before we had any context of what was coming up for the worldwide download. This was something that I just always had in the back of my mind. Vegito makes sense. I also recently had a dual Vegito thing because I thought also that would make sense, just so we can kind of pay off the imbalance that was established with the dual Gogeta for 7-year. But Vegito plus Fusion Zamasu made sense to me. I want these two to be Dokkan festivals, and as a Vegeta fan, there was natural bias here, having Goku Black Rose and Vegeta involved. I think this is a pretty cool face-off in the anime, like in the future arc. So having these two together would be cool. This guy being another int LR Vegeta, though, definitely didn't help these predictions. I definitely got roasted for that. But this is my new updated prediction. So obviously, we can't ignore the elephant-sized Trunks in the room, right? Like, Trunks is the front man for this whole celebration. So he has to be involved. Otherwise, it's not happening. So Trunks being here makes sense. I decided to do an STR Trunks versus an AGL Goku Black Rose. They would not be on the same banner. Don't forget, during Worldwide, it's a Dokkan Festival and Carnival hybrid, or that's what it's supposed to be. We're expecting that because that's the precedent that was set last year. So part 1, according to my predictions, would be STR Super Saiyan Trunks and int Potara Vegito Blue. Potara? Of course, Potara. Int LR Vegito Blue. This would be the first summonable turn 1 Vegito Blue. We have a summonable Vegito Blue that's not turn 1, and we have a turn 1 Vegito Blue that's not summonable. But we are now going to get I think, a turn 1 summonable Vegito Blue, and I'm predicting int. So I think that's pretty cool. And then part 2 would be the villains. Now, in terms of mixing and matching, there could very well be a situation where it's Super Saiyan Trunks and it's Fusion Zamasu. These two make sense because they fought. But the Goku Black and the Vegito Blue didn't face off. So maybe this doesn't make sense. But again, it's the theme. So I think these 4 will be involved in some way. Maybe not necessarily like this, but we'll have to wait and see. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this prediction. Does this make more sense than my last prediction? The last one being the top row. Does the bottom row look better to you? Let me know your thoughts. Rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, whatever you got to do. But now let's jump in and talk about some other things here. So I want to once again remind you guys regarding the memorial stones. There are no memorial stones given out in game right now. It is currently underway in terms of calculation, because the tabulation period where they were basically chronicling how many stones you consumed was for the previous 362 days, from August 20th of 2022 all the way until August 17th of this year, which is basically 1 minute before the countdown campaign started. So now there are no memorial stones in your box. There is only just calculations happening behind the scenes. So next week, when we jump into the worldwide download celebration as early as August 24th, depending on where you are in the world, most likely August 25th, that is when you will get your memorial stones, and that is when you will know just how much you've spent. And I'm not looking forward to this. I mean, in terms of a content creators, this is basically just a reflection of what you spent, but also the channel helps fund the Dragon Stones. But for those of you who do spend a lot on the game, this is something that, we kind of dread, because it reinforces how much we spent on the game. And for free-to-play players, you're not going to get much of these, and also you're not going to feel bad about the fact that you spent a lot. So win-win for you guys, I guess. So yeah, just a reminder of that. I want to talk about the Dokkan Now upcoming special. So this time last year, August 19th at 2 a.m., we received the teaser for the Dokkan Now. Not the actual Dokkan Now, but the teaser for it. So that is what I had in the list of dates here. Dokkan Now teaser happened August 19th for me. So that means for most of you, it would also be August 19th at 2 a.m. So I'm posting this video August 18th in my time zone. So about half a day after this video gets posted, we might potentially be getting a teaser for it. And if we do get a teaser for it, if the front man is someone like Cooler, maybe that unit is going to be one of the Dokkan Festival LRs. Maybe. You know, there's no way of confirming that, but since Cooler ended up being a Dokkan Festival LR for last year's worldwide download, perhaps whoever the front man is for this one will also be a Dokkan Festival LR. So let me know in the comments what your predictions are going to be for the Dokkan Now teaser front man image. Do you think it's going to be Trunks? Do you think it's going to be Vegito? I think Vegito is the biggest home run. If they do that, that I think would garner the most traction. That would bring the most eyes and intrigue into that Dokkan Now presentation. And then 5 days after this, on August 24th at 7 p.m. PDT, they showed the scheduled release for the Dokkan Now special, and they provided some links. They didn't provide the YouTube one, but they provided a Twitter one. So the Twitter video also is a thing. I will be going live to react to this. So whenever it happens, I will do a live reaction. So make sure you guys are, subscribed, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss that, because I will be going live. And this was my thumbnail last year. I'm looking forward to seeing what I make this year for the worldwide reaction. So, and then this is the ultimate release date. It was August 27th, 2022 at 8 p.m. PDT. How does that relate to the worldwide download from last year? Let's go take a look. I believe last year's worldwide download started on the 25th. So let's just go check and make sure. When it did release, we didn't have the actual dates yet for the worldwide summons. The celebration started on the 26th. Okay, so it was about a day before. So with this worldwide celebration, it looks like we're going to be starting on the 24th at 11 p.m., which is basically the 25th for most of you. So 1 to 2 days gap between the start of the celebration and the banner seems to make the most sense. So I would imagine that the banner, if it's on the 26th or the 27th, we would get the Dokkan Now on the 25th. So that's kind of my prediction for this. And I talked about this before, but again, I want to make sure you guys understand this is not going to be happening until after the celebration begins, if the pattern holds from last year. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about in this video is the Cell Red Zone. You might have noticed that the Cell Red Zone has been kicking a lot of people's butts. A lot of the discourse on Twitter recently has been surrounding this. Imperfect Cell is a menace to society. And I for one love this, because Imperfect Cell is my favorite villain that's not Vegeta, when Vegeta was the Saiyan Saga. So I love Imperfect Cell. Cell getting the respect that he finally deserves makes me very happy. Cell is so incredibly strong that I went ahead and I made a comparison of all of these different bosses. Now, Global doesn't yet have Omega Shenron, but think of this as a souped up Sin Shenron. The Sin Shenron is our current most difficult boss in Global, aside from Cell. And I've also got some other contemporaries here. We got Cell Max, we got Metacooler. So I wanted to do just a quick little rundown of this. I don't typically look at this, but big shout out to DokkanInfo.com. It is only because of DokkanInfo.com that I could even get all of these stats and all of this information on these units. So if you are wondering why Cell Max does so much damage, or why Metacooler does so much damage, just take a look at this breakdown. So looking at Cell, he's got 75 million health, attack almost 500,000, 490,000, which is definitely lower than Omega Shenron, not by much though, and it is lower than Cell Max. So that does put things into perspective a little bit, but it is more than Metacooler. Okay. Defense is the lowest. It's as low as Cell Max. Omega Shenron and Metacooler have more defense. Damage reduction is also the lowest. Okay. So the reason why the numbers may seem misleading here is because Cell is a singular fight. Cell Max, you have two forms that you fight before the final form. So you have some opportunity to, refine your rotations, get your setups in order. Metacooler, you're fighting the Metacooler army for 3 turns. Omega Shenron, you're fighting other units beforehand. Cell, you're starting out right away. You're throwing into the fire. This guy attacks per turn. Okay, so 7 attacks per turn, 9 attacks per turn, 10. Lowest attack distribution. Super attack, he raises attack for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy. So actually, a 30% attack boost on top of his original attack. So he's actually doing more, and the damage is 1.3 mil. So I think that's also more because of the attack increase here. That's crazy. Cooldown 7. I think that means at most, or at minimum, 7 attacks have to happen between supers. He does 1 super per turn, as opposed to Cellmax doing 2 per turn. So yeah, wow. I mean, this guy's pretty tough. Initially, what I will admit, I did 4 runs on this red zone event, not realizing that we had a finite number of runs again. I completely forgot about that. And so it was only because I leaned forward on that final run that I managed to get that video up, because if I had goofed around one more time, you wouldn't have seen my imperfect cell video until later on today. So yeah, if you're struggling on this event, please don't be discouraged. A lot of people are, but at the same time, remember, Red Zone has now been around for a full year. So they have been power creeping these bosses as we go to, you know, more and more red zones. So with this now being the standard, the gold standard on stage 2, no less, that means stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, stage 6, stage 7, however many stages they go, it's going to be a lot more difficult. And that just means that the worldwide download celebration LRs are going to be incredibly busted, because this is releasing during this celebration. So why would they release a tough event during a celebration with a bunch of units coming out? It's because they want to promote you summoning on those banners so that you can have a more easier time taking on bosses like this. So yeah, it's going to get tougher. I, for one, like that. Yes, it means you can't clear the event day 1, but I would prefer it that way. I would like for people to have to work towards this over time, especially for newer players, because that's what I had to live through when I started Dokkan. When I started, Super Battle Road version 1 was impossible. I could not beat type Super Battle Road. I thought I sucked. I thought I was terrible, but over time I got better. Same with Ultimate Clash, same with everything. Having that ability to, you know, progressively improve over time, I think is what also makes Dokkan fun for me. So I would very much love to see that. When Cell Max first came out, everybody got destroyed. I made a video with my guttural reaction to Cell Max murdering me for like 3 million damage. It was insane. And it took a while for people to get used to the rhythm, the flow of combat. And now people are like, oh, Cell Max is easy. You're just bad. Why? Because we had time to grow with the event. So I hope that that same thing can happen with this cell and any other boss moving forward. I, for one, am very excited about what is going to be coming up for the worldwide download celebration. And that's it. That is my hype for this first day of the worldwide download countdown campaign. There will be plenty more to come, so look forward to that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on my little template for the upcoming worldwide download banners? Do you agree with a Trunks, Vegito, Carnival, Dokkan Festival hybrid for part 1, and then Goku Black Rose Fusion Zamasu for the hybrid in part 2? Would you mix and match those? What are the typings? Let me know your thoughts about the Cell Red Zone. Are you happy? Are you sad? What was your first impressions on the event? Do you agree with my take that it's good to have something to work towards over time? Let me know your thoughts about all of it in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let you know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.